I'm gonna talk about their fashions. I'm gonna lead into Forest Rocks because she is the fashionista herself. So I'm gonna let her talk about that because she really be on point when she goes in about the fashions or whatever. Because Forest Rocks be fly. Let me just say that much. And also shout out to Forest Rocks, by the way, for having a meeting with Viacom and K Michelle. I'm really happy for her, and I'm glad to see her making big moves. It's good. I love to see people that I know personally on YouTube making big moves. I've seen Justin make big moves. Now I'm seeing Forest Rocks making big moves. Then Ashley Miller made big moves when Tyler Perry contacted her. We all would love the same. So I just want to send a special shout out to Forest Rocks. She's doing a damn thing, and make sure y'all subscribe to her because she's probably one of my favorite black YouTube women. Besides, the Much Loves and the Ashes and the Bounty Blues and people like that, and the Ghetto Views and all of that, she's probably one of my most favorites alongside them and everybody else. So let's just get into the video. So we started off with the whole skin remarks that Phaedra made when she called Kenya oatmeal pie face. You know what I'm saying? And here's my thing. I'm not saying what Phaedra said was right about her skin. But my thing about it is, Kenya always talking about people taking digs at folks and how they go below the belt. But Kenya has made a lot of digs towards people and went below the belt her damn self. I just get tired of her always playing the victim and never really fully address the things that she said and fully address the things that she did. She always has a motherfucking reason as far as to why she's such a bitch to people or why she acts a goddamn fool whenever we see her on the TV. It's just ridiculous to me. And Phaedra, girl, you get on my nerves as well with your slick shade, okay? You talking about her skin complexion and shit, bitch. It ain't like you light, it ain't like you white, it ain't like you bleach. You are dark just like she is. So why the fuck would you make stupid ass comments about people's shade or color and shit like that? Like, girl, have a damn seat. I'm so sick of her and her lily pad ass lips. I'm tired of Phaedra right now. And I'm tired of Kenya too. But both of them equally get on my nerves because they both do the same shit. They throw shade and hide their fucking hand. That's what they do. And that's why they can't get the fuck along. That's how I feel about it. So that whole segment irks my nerves. So Sheree came out. And I will say this. I love Sheree. I've always loved Sheree. I didn't like her much on the first season, but on the second season with the Who Gon' Check Me Boo, she won me over, and I always felt like it was a crime. Sorry, y'all, that numb and shit making me want to spit. I always felt like it was a crime for them to get rid of her the way that they did because she kept up the mess, she kept up the drama, and I just feel like she was fit for the show. I was glad to see her reconnect with the rest of the girls and even open the new girls that's coming after her, with open the fuck arms. You know what I'm saying? And I do want to hear more about She by Sheree and Chateau Sheree and her relationship with Bob Whitfield. But I'm also glad that her and Kenya made amends because I did feel like when I first heard about Sheree coming back on the show, I did feel like her and Kenya would make good allies. So hopefully it continues. But I will say this about Sheree: the whole reunion was funny because of her, in my opinion, with her side shade, her side remarks, and her and Kandi making they side remark. It's really funny because they used to be Kandi and Phaedra, but now it's Kandi and Sheree. So hopefully we see more Kandi and Sheree next season. I really think that Sheree should have a peach next season. That's what I think. And that brings me to Kim belonging on the show. Now, let me tell y'all, I don't have nothing against Kim, but I don't think that she fits on this show. I mean, you can already tell that she's uncomfortable by the things that goes on. It's not really about her being boring. It's about personality-wise. And personality-wise, I don't think that she belongs here. When you're on a show like this with women like Kenya, or women like Mimi, or women like Portia, or women like Phaedra, who always want to throw shade at somebody and always coming for your neck, you need to be ready to step in and think on your feet and be ready. Kim didn't know what shade was. She didn't know what the fuck a read was. She was just like a deer in fucking headlights walking across the street seeing a big ass Hummer about to hit their ass and still standing there. That's how I saw Kim. And everybody agrees that she shouldn't be on the show. I don't have a problem with her per se, but it just seems like to me Kim shouldn't be on a show like this. You know what I mean? She just shouldn't be. She should be on something like Hollywood Divas. Maybe that's more of her seeds, but Real Housewives of Atlanta, not so much. I would have had, if we wanted an actress on this show, we could have put Vivica Fox on here. Mainly because she's very entertaining, she can read, and she got beef with Kenya, and that would have propelled the ratings for me. Or we could have had somebody like Tamika Foster on this damn show. I mean, she was on Atlanta Exes, and she got that drama popping on that show, and I actually love Tamika Foster on that particular show. So I felt like she should have been on here, like somebody of that nature. Kim just doesn't fit this show, and like I said, it's nothing against her per se. Not everybody got to be a raging coon, but she don't fit. But her scenes at the beginning, to me, because I know what I said at the beginning, her scenes were a bit real, they were more human, and I actually enjoyed her for showing her family life. But as far as her personality and her reading skills, she shouldn't be on no show like this, because that's why Kenya goes in on her, because she's an easy damn target. She's an easy target to shit on. So she might as well just hit the road, Jack, and don't come back no more. Sorry, Kim, but you know, it is what it is. So Kandi and Phaedra, they go at it. And let me tell y'all, I'm Team Kandi all the way with this whole Phaedra shit. And I'm going to tell you this, I'm sick of Portia when it comes down to this Kandi and Phaedra shit. Why am I sick of Portia? It's because of the simple fact that she keeps chiming in and she's way too fucking invested in what the fuck happened between Kandi and Phaedra. And I really believe that's the main reason why Kandi and Phaedra can't get along, because Portia is in the middle and she needs to shut the hell up. Because the issue really ain't got a damn thing to do with her. And then on top of that, you know, Kandi was right. She doesn't really go all the way in on Phaedra because they are friends in interviews. But Phaedra goes all the way the fuck in. She didn't have to say nothing about Kandi giving Todd a fucking allowance. People can say the same thing about you and your husband. Let's just talk about that for a second. You got a husband that was fresh out of prison and you a motherfucking lawyer with some motherfucking sense with all these degrees and shit, but you got a nigga that was fresh out the pen. Then on top of that, what the fuck work did he do? None of us know what the fuck he did for a living. Then on top of that, you want to come for Todd and Candy's marriage when everybody been saying that the reason why Apollo married you is because he knew that you was smart but dumb at the same time, and he knew that he can get an allowance from your ass. So think about some shit before you try to throw shade at people, Phaedra. Like that shit that you said about Tyra really wasn't called for. You could have kept it confined to this motherfucking movie shit. I don't give a fuck how pissed you are or how pissed anybody is. If you friends with somebody, you don't go that low. And I've always preached this. I could be mad at my friends all day, but I would never go so low below the belt just because I'm pissed off at them. Because if I got to sit up there and go below the belt and pull out personal shit that I know that's going to hurt them, that means I was never their friend to begin with. So with that being said, what the fuck do I look like doing it? Fuck that shit, Phaedra. You're full of shit and I don't like it. Especially when it comes down to Kandi. Then on top of that, you know what I'm saying? The whole thing with the Don Juan and Carmen thing. Now, I do feel like they are a bit too involved. Yes, they are Kandi's friends from way back when, and they got her back, and I know that she appreciates that. However, they do speak way too much on what's going on with Kandi and Phaedra. Just like Portia's ass need to stay out of it. Stay out of it. Carmen and Don Juan need to stay their ass out of it too. I think that Kandi and Phaedra would be fine if they would just discuss their issues like grown ass women. Kandi don't need to discuss her issues with Cynthia and Peter, and Phaedra don't need to discuss her issues with Kandi with Portia. They need to sit down and have a real motherfucking conversation. And Phaedra need to stop throwing shade in the motherfucking confessionals, because that's what she does, and that's why people think that they're not friends, because of the shit that she does. Like, if you got somebody like Phaedra as a friend, who the fuck needs enemies, in my opinion? Like, I have really just been over Phaedra this whole damn season. She constantly says, well, nobody was really there for me but Nikki and Portia. You didn't call Kandi. You know what I'm saying? And I hate it when somebody try to accuse you of not being there for them, because if I don't know what the fuck going on, then what the fuck you expect me to do? You know what I'm saying? I can't be there if I don't know what the fuck going on, especially if I got my own issues that you have yet to see about. So what the fuck you talking about, Phaedra? Whatever. Oh, that just pissed me off. So we got into people talking about violence and how Portia brought up how Kenya threatened to fight Phaedra when she was 8 months pregnant. Here's my thing. Kenya kills me, because even though she has never put her hands on somebody, she's A, threatened to put her hands on somebody, or B, she's ran up on somebody like she was gonna hit them. And that's exactly what she did with Portia and Anguilla. People fail to fail to understand that part. I just feel like this. Kenya, stop it, because if Nene didn't hold you back, you would have whooped Portia ass. Let's just be 100. You would have. Because the way you ran up on her and mad as you was, you ran up on her. Do something. Do something. Nene had to put your ass in the headlock for you to sit the fuck down. So let's not act like you're not capable of violence yourself. Now, granted, Portia has physically assaulted somebody once. And, well, not once, but twice. Because she did that shit with Cynthia. But I just feel like everybody just need to own up to their shit. Like, I don't think that Portia's the only violent bitch. Because she ain't the first person to run up on somebody. Nene done ran up on somebody. Kandi done ran up on somebody. Kenya done ran up on somebody. They all have. So, if you can run up on somebody the way y'all do, y'all are capable of violence. Stop it. It's just, to me, it's just that Portia was the one to actually lay hands on somebody. So, I mean, that makes her the violent one. But, I mean, Kandi ran up on Mallory. And if nobody would have broke them up, they would have fought. Kenya ran up on Portia. If nobody would have broke them up, she would have fought Portia. And Nene ran up on Kim several times. And if nobody would have stopped her, she would have did it. Then she proceeded to choke her off camera. So stop it with the bullshit. I'm not trying to hear it. So then we get into Kim versus Kenya or whatever. And here's my thing. This whole beef between Kim and Kenya is very ridiculous to me. I don't understand what they beefing for. I mean, I just feel like this is one of Kenya's little games she pulls so she can have a storyline on the show. Because she is a villain. And at the end of the day, villains gonna do what the fuck they want to do. So, that brings me to this. Kenya is doing what the fuck she's supposed to do on a reality show. She's the villain. Quote unquote. She's the villain. She's supposed to stir up mess. She's supposed to be messy. She's supposed to get everybody riled up. She's supposed to do that. However, that does not necessarily mean that I'm supposed to like her. Granted, I appreciate what the bitch brings, because a lot of times it would be boring if it wasn't for her mess. But that does not mean I have to agree with every little thing she does just because she brings the drama. You know what I'm saying? Sorry. Then she goes in to say Kim is condescending to the group when she said, if this is a group that I can't fit into, then I'm fine with that. I didn't see nothing wrong with that. Because, Kenya, you bringing up the shit that other motherfuckers have said about her being a bore in the group. But she really feels like if she don't fit in with y'all ratchet asses, that's fine with her. And I don't too much blame her for saying that shit. I mean, if I don't fit in with y'all, then fine. I don't see nothing condescending about that. It's the fucking truth. Then you want to say, well, I'm the star of this show, and you're trying to get the perks. Like you hired the bitch. Like you paying the bitch. You ain't cutting nobody no motherfucking checks. You ain't doing it. So what the fuck make you think that you own Kim? You know what I'm saying? Like, Kenya really went overboard with this star shit. Did you not see the way Sheree and Kandi was looking at her? Like, come on now, Kenya. Like, you might be the main antagonist of the show, but girl, don't act like you set up here and birthed Kim and gave her a spot on the damn show. Like, have a seat, bitch. For real. Cause didn't Cynthia bring you to the circle when she invited you to judge at that damn Bailey agency flop shit she had? So stop. Have a seat, bitch. See, I don't like to read Kenya, but Physical space was addressed at the reunion. And I will say this, Kenya never wants to see the error of her ways. She's always being provocative and never thinks that there is a point to where violence will be escalated. She pointed the scepter in Portia's face and yelled in the face with the bullhorn after being told repeatedly to stop. Ergo, she got dragged across the fucking stage. I felt like Portia was justified in it. I said that shit about 2 years ago, and I'm gonna stand firm in what the fuck I said. I feel like if you constantly tell somebody to stop pointing something in your face, to stop yelling in my face with a bullhorn repeatedly, and they don't fucking stop, that's gonna get you irritated and annoyed to the point where you want to drag somebody. So, as much as I'm not really digging Portia at this very moment, I feel like she had every right to drag the fuck out of Kenya. I still feel like that. I don't give a fuck who comes for me. That's just how I feel about the situation. I felt like that dragging was justified. Same way with this whole thing with Kim. Even though Kenya wanted to say that's not the same thing, but it's exactly the same thing. You pulling this woman's chair. That woman could have easily got out of her seat and pop your ass in your face, which you would have deserved. But everybody don't act like everybody. Kim ain't like Portia. Kim ain't like Sheree. Kim ain't like Kandi. You know what I mean? Like, you are getting somebody's personal space. You're being provocative. You're baiting them. You know what I mean? I feel the same way. Like, if I'm sitting in my chair and you pulling my chair up, pulling my chair back, and you possibly can make me fall, I'm gonna hop up and slap the shit out of you. I'm not gonna say I'm gonna beat your ass because I never know if I'm gonna whoop anybody's ass, and I might easily get my skinny ass beat. Look at me. Anybody can probably beat my ass. But it's just the principle of the matter. You don't do stuff like that. You don't do stuff like that. And it's not acceptable. You don't violate nobody's personal space. If you violate my personal space, I feel like this from where I'm from. If you violate my fucking personal space, you're giving me the permission to beat your ass. Don't get up in here. You can talk shit back there. You can do your fingers and shit back there. But don't get this close to me doing your hands, doing this, doing that. No, don't do that. That's grounds for an ass whooping. And she really don't think that that's the same situation with Portia. I honestly feel like it is. Personal space was invaded, and that's that. It's just that this time, her and there was no physical contact because it's Kim. Kim ain't finna fight nobody. Whatever. Now, this is the end of the review, but I will say that I did agree with Kandi when she said that she was glad to see Kim boss up on somebody, because I always like to see the underdog boss up. Bitch, show these bitches that you ain't nobody to be playing with. Show them that, because they're gonna keep fucking with you if you don't. So that's really all I got to say about this reunion. It was mild. It really wasn't much to speak on. It was mild, but whatever. Hopefully the next two parts get better. Tonight is the Love and Hip Hop New York reunion, and I know they're gonna bring the heat on that one. So be ready for that. And you guys, I am out of here. Like, rate, subscribe, and do whatever it is you want to do. Comment, whatever. I'm out of here, guys. About to go take a bath and get ready to get me and my mother some food because she's sick at home with strep throat. And me being her son, I have to go out and do things for her. So I'm about to go out and get her some food. And I'm out of here, you guys.